What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you guys are new to the channel, do me a favor and hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content we have coming out. Now, with us jumping into DC Comics this week, they are dropping tons and tons of their annuals. And so we are going to be starting with Nightwing, the 2021 annual, featuring Red Hood. Now, if you haven't been keeping up with everything that is going on with Nightwing, go ahead, check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It will get you completely caught up on everything going on with this awesome series. But what we have seen transpire over the course of the Nightwing and Batman lines is the Fear State event, where Scarecrow is trying to detonate a giant fear bomb in all of Gotham City. With Nightwing teaming up with Oracle, Batman working on the other side, a new Batman showing up in Gotham, they are able to take down the Magistrate. And we see the aftermath of all of that in Fear State Omega Batman issue, which will be one of the videos that we cover this morning. But with things going back to normal, it appears that Red Hood is up to no good yet again. And so with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into the 2021 Nightwing annual, we're picking up with a Mr. Linker. And what he is doing right now is trying to flee as fast as he possibly can, with his enemies swarming around him, and it's only a matter of time before they find him. With so many people in Gotham wanting him imprisoned or dead, he has a huge target on his back right now. And with him trying to get to this safe house, this is when something comes pummeling down on top of the vehicle. That something being Red Hood. And with Red Hood unloading his pistols on the top of this vehicle, we see it go crashing. With a fiery explosion, Red Hood goes leaping off of the vehicle, and we see Red Hood go walking up and ensuring that our big bad is going down. Whatever he has done, whoever he is a prime target for Red Hood. Meanwhile, we have Oracle and Nightwing currently watching on cam of everything currently going on with this situation. And at first, they are in absolute disbelief, thinking maybe this could be somebody else. Maybe this is someone hiding underneath the mask of Red Hood. But he takes his mask off, and we see it to be Jason Todd. And as Mr. Linker goes to pull up his pistol and shoot at Red Hood, we see Red Hood put him down. And so it appears that Red Hood is back to using guns again. Not only that, it looks like he is hunting down the criminal underlords of Gotham City. But Dick Grayson, he asked the question, where did you get this body footage? And that is the problem, because that is where the situation gets 10 times worse. Because those bodyguards inside the vehicle, they were FBI agents. Mr. Linker was an inside informant. They were taking him to a safe house to put him under FBI protection. And now Red Hood has just killed their informant as well as multiple agents. And that is where Jason Todd had disappeared. But the thing is, he never turned off his tracking, and Oracle is currently tracking him to an old warehouse. And Nightwing knows exactly what he has to do. He has to go confront his brother. He has to get to the bottom of this and find out exactly what the heck is going on. But that's what's going to take us to the past. And Dick Grayson, he gets a phone call from Alfred saying that Batman needs him at the Wayne Manor. And so Dick Grayson, dropping everything, currently working with the Teen Titans. With him getting to Wayne Manor, he goes upstairs. Alfred leads him into Jason Todd's room. And having him go into the room, Alfred quickly slams and locks the door. And that is because Alfred had tricked both of them. With Jason Todd having a really hard time right now, Alfred really thought it was best that he talk to somebody that can understand what he is going through. And who better than the first Robin? Who better than Dick Grayson? Now, this is in the early days. This is when Jason Todd had originally failed Batman's test, not meeting up to the standards, not being the Robin that Batman expects him to be. And Dick tells him he knows how impossible Batman's standards can be. But Jason tells him it's not that simple, because it's not Batman's standards that I'm trying to reach. It is your standards. Living in the shadow of you, living in the shadow of your Robin, has been one of the most difficult things that he has ever had to do, trying to follow in the footsteps of the Golden Boy. And that is because Batman is constantly comparing him to Dick Grayson, saying Dick Grayson would have done this, he would have done that better, he could have done this better. But Dick Grayson lets him know at the end of the day, Batman fired him. And though that makes Jason feel a little bit better, this is their real first conversation outside of the regular, hey, how are you doing? Because Dick is honestly surprised that Jason stole the wheels off of the Batmobile. And what Dick is doing is really just breaking the ice, trying to get on the same level as Jason, trying to find that middle ground. Because at the end of the day, even Dick Grayson finds it absolutely hilarious that he stole the wheels off the Batmobile. But he lets Jason know that there is far more to being Robin than just whatever Batman is trying to teach you. And so he tells him to go suit up, regardless of Batman saying that he has been grounded, regardless of Batman being out of town right now. If he is not here, then there is no way he could know. And of course, Alfred is 100% on board with this, because at the end of the day, this is what Alfred actually wanted anyway. Because if you're going to do another iteration of Robin, you can't just have Batman being the teacher. You have to have Dick Grayson in there, giving his expertise, his point of view, because he is the first Robin. He understands everything that comes with this. They have gone through all of the trials and errors as Batman and Robin, and so he understands better than anybody what it means to be the sidekick of Batman. And so we see the two of them suit up and they decide that they are gonna take a ride out on the Batmobile. Even though Bruce is out of town, he left the Batmobile behind and Alfred has the keys ready and waiting for them. And so with them riding into town, they are gonna go out on patrol. Dick Grayson is going to show him the ropes. He's going to show him what it really means to be Robin. And he lets him know that Batman, he's not a talkative individual, but Robin has to be. And it's not just for the sake of it. It's because it's a distraction. Batman and Robin are more effective if they really try to play this part, that Robin is the annoying one. He is the one taking the attention away from Batman so Batman can make his move. But Robin doesn't just talk because of a distraction. He talks for the people. While Batman is the silent, really brooding type, Robin has to be the one to reach out to the people, to the citizens, to let them know that they have a friend, that they are here to protect them, to offer some kind of comfort. A Dark Knight in a batsuit simply could never do. And we see the two of them, they're going down the alleyway and they are taking down what appears to be a child napper. And we see Nightwing and Robin, they go in full force and they take this guy down. Now with him going down and them securing the young boy, Jason Todd goes over to this guy and he starts giving him a beating. And Dick Grayson tells him that he went too far, that it is time for them to go as the police sirens show up. And as they leave on this day, Dick Grayson can understand what Jason Todd is going through. He understands that adults are the ones that hurt him. And he wants to punish people for all of the pain that he has been through. But he lets him know that he has to be better than them. He has to be better than the people that have hurt them all of their lives. And Jason wants to know if he's going to tell Batman about everything that happened. Dick Grayson telling him that there's no way. Like, brothers are supposed to have secrets between one another. But that is what picks us up in current day. And we have Nightwing meeting up with Red Hood at this warehouse. And Red Hood, he immediately tells Dick that he didn't do this. And Dick believes him. But at the end of the day, he needs proof that it wasn't him. Because they saw the surveillance cameras. They saw the body cam footage from the FBI agents. And so what he needs to check for is the round that he took to the chest. Because if in fact Jason Todd was there, if he was the one that got shot, there will be some severe bruising around the area that he was shot at. And so with Jason Todd taking his shirt off, we see that there is some bruising, but it's nowhere where he was shot in the chest. And this only confirms it with Nightwing that it was not in fact Jason Todd, this was someone else. This was a copycat, someone pretending to be him. Now Nightwing has already had his suspicions on who it might be, but he had to double check and make sure that it wasn't Red Hood. And that's what takes him back to the site of the crime scene. As he looks around, there was no sign of the bullet that struck his body, thinking that this will be the prime clue that they need. With it being extremely rainy on the night this took place, there is a good chance it ended up in the sewers. And that's why Red Hood is down in the sewers looking for it. And it doesn't take much time for him to find it down there. Picking up at the former house of Bruce Wayne, Nightwing wants to run some analytics on whatever is going on with this bullet, running some forensics, running all of the tests that they can possibly run. Because when he was watching that surveillance footage, there was something very suspicious about it, something kind of out of place. And so he wants to double check and figure out what it is. And so with him running a scan, there are remnants of clay left on the bullet. And so we know exactly what that means. That means that that was Clayface. Now, before they head out, Red Hood does reiterate that he has been done with guns. But with this being Clayface, he looks over to Mr. Freeze's gun and thinks it's good for at least one more go-round. If they're gonna take on Clayface, they're gonna need something to freeze him in place. And so with them taking out the Batmobile, they head into town. And right now, Red Hood is currently attacking a restaurant, or what appears to be Red Hood. Of course, we know it to be Clayface. And we see the Batmobile come screaming in, and they hit Clayface directly with the vehicle. As Clayface goes flying over the Batmobile, they bust out and they get ready to fight. Chasing Clayface down an alleyway, we see what appears to be Batman, throwing Red Hood off just for a second. But Nightwing does not fall for it. He goes in for the full attack against him, with Nightwing going hand to hand with him. Out in the distance, we have Red Hood with the freeze gun, getting ready for his opportunity. And as soon as Nightwing gets out of the way, he lets go of a huge freeze blast. And this puts Clayface down. Picking up a little bit later, they currently have him in a kind of stasis, having just his head unfrozen so he can divulge any information that he has. And the first question, of course, is why are you impersonating Red Hood? And Clayface tells him it's plain and simple. He is the loose cannon. He is the one that will most obviously do this. He is the most believable to do all of this. And so it just made him a prime target to impersonate. Now Red Hood, extremely furious, he wants to know who hired him, who put him up to this. And it is Wolfgang Bilesma. And this makes Red Hood absolutely lose it. Shooting the freeze gun at Clayface, he goes completely frozen. With Red Hood grabbing the crowbar that he is now using as his weapon, he takes it and he smashes the frozen Clayface to pieces. Now Dick Grayson, he has to ask the question, are you okay? And what the heck was that? Jason saying that he's completely fine, he just needs help picking up the pieces of Clayface. And he goes on to tell Dick Grayson exactly who Wolfgang is. Because Wolfgang, he was a dealer. He brought a lot of money with a lot of bad product into the city. And after it killed 83 people, he absolutely just disappeared. He had hurt so many people and he got away with it. That was the first time that Jason Todd had ever seen an overdose. It was with his mother from the product that Wolfgang had given them. The first time that he had to make that phone call to have the paramedics come and resuscitate his mother. Now the question is, why would Clayface work with somebody like this? But the truth of the matter, that there is something wrong in Clayface's mind, and he can only assume that Wolfgang gave him something to ease that pain of his mental illness. And so Dick Grayson, he gets on with Oracle, and he does everything he can to stop a private jet for taking off to the Maldives, because Wolfgang is trying to make his escape. Now Wolfgang is currently on the plane. They're telling him that there is no way they can take off. His men point a gun directly at the pilot and tell him that he needs to take off and he needs to do it now. And as they go hauling butt down the runway, the pilot lets them know that there is something in the road, something that is going to hit them. Them not believing it until it is too late, we see the Batmobile take out this airplane. And from the wreckage, we have Nightwing and we have Red Hood coming to take care of Wolfgang. As he pops out the doorway and starts unloading a machine gun, we see the two of them jump into action, with Red Hood taking his crowbar and just beating the crap out of this guy. Now, Wolfgang, he is not dead, but this man is definitely gonna need some reconstructive surgery after Red Hood is done beating his face with a crowbar. And with him bleeding out on the ground, Red Hood tells him that they are going to take everything from you. The entire empire you have built, all of the power that you have accumulated, you will be absolutely nothing. And there are people inside a prison that are waiting just for you to show up. And with the police showing up to arrest Wolfgang, Red Hood, he tells Dick Grayson that he was right. That seeing somebody get justice is a much better feeling than just ending their life. Now, Dick Grayson tells him, like, at the end of the day, you still chose violence. You beat that guy in the face with a crowbar. And of course, Jason Todd, he comes back at him, telling him those sticks he carries, they're gonna do just as much damage as that crowbar. So he doesn't really have that much room to talk on the methods that they use to bring bad guys down. And so with this night coming to a close, they need to get the Batmobile back before Batman notices. Even though it's got tremendous damage done to it, they said they'll just keep this a secret between brothers. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I think this was a fantastic, classic Nightwing Red Hood team up. More than anything, we're really just seeing the bond between brothers. The bond that has been forging for years now. And even when Red Hood is caught on camera just shooting up an entire block, killing FBI agents, Nightwing is still out here giving him the benefit of the doubt. And I know a lot of people haven't been big fans of Tom Taylor's lately, but really he has been killing it in most of the stuff that he is writing. That includes the stuff with Nightwing as well. I have absolutely been loving it. Now, don't get me wrong, I am 100% ready for him to get back to Bloodhaven, but seeing him step up, seeing him really take charge in the absence of Batman, it really has been an absolutely phenomenal story. But with all of this coming to an end, we really get to see Nightwing thrown back into Bloodhaven, dealing with his own city, dealing with his own problems. So yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you have not yet, do me a favor, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content we have coming out, and until the next breakdown,